Hello everyone, welcome back to another video. So Ultra League and Ultra League Premier Classic have just dropped today for my region. But before going into that rotation, I just wanted to share the last team that I used in the Sinnoh Cup, and this is the team that I used for the Go Battle days also. So this team that I wanted to share because of two reasons. Because this team have got super spicy picks and along with a triple shadow variants also. So that's the reason I wanted to share this team with you guys. So in this team, I've got Probopass in the lead, along with Gliscor in the safe swap and Tangrowth as a counter or closure. So all these three Pokemons that I've used is Shadow and have got the Shadow damage bonus as well. So this team works as a typical classic ABB style, luring out the Ice type or a Ice type user in the back with Shadow Gliscor. And after the Ice type or the Ice type user is down, my Shadow Tangrowth can easily sweep in the end game with shield advantage and energy advantage also. So this team worked out pretty well for me because it have got a good coverage in the meta also. But since I am using triple Shadow, it is kind of a glassy team along with Probopass, Gliscor and Tangrowth. That's not very tanky mons in this meta also. So for Probopass being rock and steel, I need coverage against Fghtinh and Ground. That is the case where I am using Gliscor as a safe swap because it have got a very good coverage move with wing attack, night slash and earthquake. So that's kind of very good because it will help in some situations where I wanted to I want to take switch advantage. That's the reason I'm using Gliscor in the bank. And after the ice type user or ice counter is down, then I'll be coming back with my Probopass to counter the ice types as well, and that then potentially my Tangrowth can easily sweep end game. So that's all for the team comp and the strategy that I had with this team. And without further more delay, let's get straight into the battles and check out how this team performed. So moving into the first battle, I've got a lead of Bastiodon over here, which is very much tough for this team. So I'll be not staying up in this matchup for really long because they might have got an ice counter into the back. So that's the reason I have to save my Probopass for. So this is going to be a Stone Edge, I believe, which I let it go and I can survive that. And now I'll be going for my Earthquake over here, which might KO this Bastiodon from that range, but they immediately like swept back into their Empoleon, which should have got one-shotted from that range for that Shadow Earthquake from that Shadow Gliscor as well. So since I have got a shield advantage over here, I'll be coming back with my Tangrowth over here and I'll try to double up on my Power Whip. So I'll be trying to get the first shield with the first Power Whip, and let's see what my opponent does over here. So my opponent does let it go, which is fine for me. Now from that range, I'll be again trying to swap back into my Probopass, but since they came back with their Dribblim over here, I'll be staying into this matchup and going for the hard-hitting move of Rock Slide. So that's the reason I'm using Tangrowth over here, because it have got such a great move of Rock Slide, which can potentially handle both flying and ice type, which my grass type struggles to. So after landing the first Rock Slide over here to the Dribblim, I'll be swapping back into my Probopass, and we are stuck in this matchup again, which is really tough because we both are doing resisted damage or neutral damage with this Thunderbolt and the Flamethrower. So I perfectly shield the Flamethrower over here, and now since I am a Shadow variant of Probopass, so I will be dealing a bit of more damage to this Bastiodon over here, and this is the win condition which I perfectly execute, and I let my Tangrowth go over here, which might not have got very much play. So that's the reason I use this as a safe like sack swap. And now I'll be going for back-to-back Thunderbolts, which will get the shield and the knockout for the Bastiodon. But I have to watch out for a catch with that potential very low Drifblim, but since they were not able to do Sack Trap onto that Drifblim, it was a very tough game with that Bastiodon, but easily I could wrap up the game with the Shadow Probopass. So that's a great game for the first battle. Moving into the next battle, I've got a lead of Gastrodon over here, which is really tough. Again, it's a hard counter team, like hard counter lead. So I'll be safe swapping into my Shadow Gliscor over here, and again I am met with a hard counter in the safe swap also, which is Shiny ABB Snow, the Shiny Flex as well. That is great. So after doubling up on the Night Slash, I'll be going for back-to-back Night Slash. So let's see if I can get the first shield. I get the first shield over here, which is great for me. And now from this range, I believe this Night Slash won't be allowed to knock this ABB Snow out, but I get the final shield from my opponent, which is really great. And that boost from that Night Slash is actually wasted because I get knocked out with the Powder Snows easily. So now I'll be coming back with my Shadow Probopass again, and let's see what they've got onto their back. So I might it might be something yeah, so they come back with the Empoleon over here, which is really great because Empoleon might get one shot with that Thunderbolt coming from a Shadow Probopass, and they have got a Gastrodon on their back, which I tried to avoid with my Probopass, which is very much great. So from that range, I'll be trying to hard farm that Gastrodon down. So I'll be investing my final shield over here and trying to double up on the Power Whip. Since my opponent is also like shieldless over here, I'll be going for one Power Whip, and let's see. So it does not do enough damage to knock the Empoleon out from that range, but I've got so much loaded energy with the farm down from the Gastrodon, so I can build up to one more Rock Slide, and that will be a very good battle for the second match also. So GG's to my opponent. Hopping into the third battle and picking up a very positive lead over here. So with this Empoleon over here in this case. So this is going to be a first Thunderbolt, which I significantly outpaces Empoleon to, and to which I do get the first shield to it, which is very much great for me. So now this is going to be a Hydro Cannon, which I'll definitely shield because I'm quite sure that I'll be able to get to one more Thunderbolt before this Empoleon reaches to one more Hydro Cannon, to which I might get the final shield from my opponent. Let's see what my opponent decides to do. So they invest their both the shields onto their Empoleon, which is very much fine for me because I have got a counter to Empoleon also, which in this case is my Tangrowth. So I'll try to farm this Empoleon down before getting hit with one more Drill Peck, but barely enough. I could not do that, so I have to tank this Drill Peck over here, which is not very fruitful because it deals almost 80% of my health, and they comes back with a Toxic Rock over here, to which I must have thrown the Power Whip because it does get stabbed. But since I've got a Wing Attack user in the back, I immediately swapped back into my Gliscor over here, to which they comes back with their Drifblim. But since I've got a great coverage move with this Night Slash, I could get to back-to-back Night Slash to knock out the Drifblim and get the boost in this case, to which I'll be able to Wing Attack down this Toxic Oak and get the win for the third battle also. So that's a GG's to my opponent. Hopping into the fourth battle and picking up a really great lead over here with this Froslass. So with Froslass, I have to keep in mind that I have to keep it away from my Gliscor over here, which will be dealing taking double super active damage with this Powder Snows. So this is going to be a Shadow Ball, which I'll perfectly shield, and they comes back with Mud Boy over here, which is going to be Gastrodon. So for Gastrodon, I do have a hard counter to it, which is my Tangrowth, because it have got access to Vine Whip with the Shadow damage bonus also. So after letting the first Body Slam go, I'll be investing my final shield because I am very much loaded onto my Tangrowth over here, and what I believe they will be coming back again with their Froslass over here. So since I have doubled up on the Rock Slide, I might be able to get my shields back because I'll be going for back-to-back rock slides over here to this Froslass, which will deal super active damage because of the part ice typing onto that Froslass. So which is great, and my opponent does let the second rock slide go through, which I am fine with, and they have got a counter user onto their back, which in this time will be a Lucario. So since I will be taking double super damage with my Probopass with this counter, so I'll be coming back with my Gliscor over here and getting the final shield from my opponent, and also catching a Shadow Ball onto my Probopass, which can easily tank it and go for the hard-hitting move of Thunderbolt to this glassy Lucario, which might be getting knocked out from that range, which it does, and that will be a win for the fifth battle also. So that's a GG's for my opponent. So now moving into the fifth battle of this video, I pick up a lead over here with Shadow Tangrowth, which is really great because I will resist both the charge moves from this Shadow Tangrowth. So now since I'm also a shadow variant of Probopass, I'll let the first rock slide go through, and I'll be trying to get to one more rock slide of my own. But I went for the Thunderbolt this time, which is not the ideal move because I should have went for the rock slide, which is much more energy efficient. And they swapped back into their own Empoleon over here. So since they first shielded this Thunderbolt onto that Probopass, onto that Tangrowth, so I'll be throwing the second Thunderbolt, to which I do get the final shield from my opponent, and now I'll be coming back with my Tangrowth over here and getting to this power whip, to which I might get the knockdown from that range. Yeah, that's definitely I'll be getting knocked down, and they comes back with their own Tangrowth over here. So I'll let this charge move go through, which is a rock slide, and which does almost knock me out from that range. So that's the reason I'll be going for my next rock slide over here, which also deals a bit of neutral damage, like raised neutral damage to this Tangrowth, and get the knockdown. So my opponent have got a Shadow Gliscor onto their back, so we are almost running the same team. Just the difference is I'm running a Shadow Probopass and they are running a normal variant of Empoleon. So that's great. Since I'm up a shield over here, I'll be investing my first final shield onto my Shadow Gliscor, and this is going to be one more Night Slash, which I can easily tank and go for the next Night Slash of my own, which I do believe I'll be getting the knockout from that range, and eventually get the win for the fifth battle also, and obviously after a bit of a lag. So that's a very good game, well played to my opponent. So moving into the next battle, I've got a neutral lead over here with this Drapion, but it is kind of scary because Drapion is quite spammy, and it have got access to Aqua Tail, which does hit for super active damage. So this is going to be an Aqua Tail, and I'll not shield this time because Aqua Tail is quite a low damage move in this case. So let's see. So it was Aqua Tail, and they went for the next Aqua Tail, I believe, which is very much fine for me. I'll not be not shielding the Aqua Tail over here, and they actively switch into their Empoleon, which is a kind of tell that they might have got something weak to ice, because they are running Empoleon and Drapion over here. So that's the reason I'll be coming back with my Tangrowth over here and shielding the first charge move coming from that Empoleon. Unfortunately, that was a Hydro Cannon, but I was safer this time, so I shielded up the Hydro Cannon. I thought it would be a Drill Peck, so never mind. I knocked out that Empoleon with that first Power Whips, which is fine. So since they came back with their own Drapion over here, so this is going to be a crunch, which I'll let it go. And since it actually put me in a red of health, so I'll be switching back into my Gliscor over here, and they have got a Drifblim onto their back, to which my opponent just top left the game, and that will be a good game for the for this battle as well. So moving into the next battle, I have got a lead of shiny Luxray over here, which is very much great, and a spicy peak also. And I believe this Luxray is running Psychic Fangs and Electric Move, might be Wild Charge. So this is going to be a Psychic Fangs, to which I'll not be shielding this time. And let's see. Yeah, that's a Psychic Fang, to which I'll not be shielding, and this is going to be a Rock Slide. And let's see what my opponent has to do. So my opponent decides to let it go, which is very much fine for me. But this might be a Wild Charge, but I will not shielding up this time, which was a Wild Charge, and it was enough to knock me out from that range after the defense debuff. So which is fine for me. So I'll be coming back with my Shadow Gliscor and picking moving on with the energy lead. So in this case, so they have got a tough counter to my Shadow Gliscor also, which is the King Bibarel over here, which is using Surf and Water Gun, I believe. Yeah, it is. And so after loading a bit of energy from that farm down, I'll be getting to 2 back-to-back Night Slash, and I'll be swapping back into my Tangrowth over here, which is very much fine. So this is going to be a Hyper Fang, to which I'll be investing my first shield to it, and they have got a Shadow Drifblim, bigger part, and they have got a normal Drifblim onto their back, to which I am very much fine with it, because I've got a really great coverage move for both Ice and Flying type over here. So after shielding up the first Icy Wind, I went for the back-to-back Rock Slide over here, to which I'll definitely get the knockout for this Drifblim, and I could easily farm this Bibarel down to get the win, but my opponent just top left the game, and that's a win for this battle as well. So that's a GG's to my opponent. Moving into the next batch, I've got a pretty tough lead over here with normal variant of Gliscor, but since I'm using a Shadow variant of Probopass, this Rock Slides will be adding up because of the Shadow damage. So this was enough for a Earthquake, but I do end up calling up the bait over here, which it is, and this is going to be a Night Slash, to which I will not invest my first shield to it. So that's a great call from my end. So after charging quite a bit of loaded energy, I'll be able to get to one more Rock Slide, to which I get the final shield, first shield from my opponent, which is very much great. So after that, I again call the bait over here with that Night Slash, and I'll be able to get one more Thunderbolt. And since my opponent actively switch out into my Empoleon, and they let that Thunderbolt go through, which is really tough, because it almost one-shots the Empoleon from that range. So since they came back with their own Gliscor over here, I'll be switching back into my Empoleon, into my Gliscor. So from that range is going to be a Night Slash, which I believe I'll be shielding up and going for the Heart Farm. They might get to one more Night Slash, but I was able to knock this Gliscor out with Wing Attack, which is very much fine. Now I am loaded out energy with my Shadow Gliscor, and that's the reason I'll be going for back-to-back Night Slashes, hoping to get the final shield from my opponent, which in case is not. So right now my opponent is kind of loaded, because they farm this whole Gliscor down, but since I'm using Vine Whip with my Tangrowth, so my opponent doesn't have to use the final shield from for that battle, and they might be saving up for the next one. So that's a GG's to my opponent. Very well played. Moving into the next match, I've got a lead of Froslass over here, which is really great. And similarly, like the previous matches, I'll be taking care of this Froslass with my Probopass, because I want to avoid the matchup of Froslass and Shadow Gliscor. So that's the reason. So I'll be investing my first shield to that Shadow Ball and going for the back-to-back Rock Slide in this case. So let's see if my opponent does shield up this time, so which is fine. Now I've got a shield advantage, to which I'll let the first next Shadow Ball go through, and they comes back with a Gastrodon over here, to which I do have a perfect counter to it, which is very much obvious. That's going to be my Tangrowth. So I'll be letting the first body slam go through, and I'll be trying to get the hard form, which in this case I do perfectly. So I believe they will be coming back again with the Froslass, but this time they comes back with their Confusion Cresselia, which is really not very usual, because usually Cresselia are running Psycho Cut, but in this case they are running Confusion, so which is fine. So since I totally farm that Gastrodon down, I could land back-to-back power whips to that Cresselia, which is very much great, and it's almost in the red of health. So they have got quite a bit of HP onto their Froslass, but since my Probopass is loaded, I'll be coming back with my Probopass, which will do enough damage with the Rock Slide and to get the win for this battle also. So GG's to my opponent. Now moving into the next battle, I've got a neutral lead of Drapion over here, and I believe this Drapion is actually running Aqua Tail and Crunch. So let's see. I'll let the first charge move go through, which is Aqua Tail, which is fine for me. It does hit for super active damage, but since Aqua Tail is not a great damage move, so I'll let the first one go through. So I get the first shield from my opponent with the Rock Slide over here, and this is going to be one more Aqua Tail, which is fine for me. I'll not be shielding this also, but I'll be going for my back-to-back Rock Slides, which my opponent does let go this time. So this is going to be one more Aqua Tail, which will knock me out from that range. But this battle is kind of scary, because they might have got a ice user or a ice type user in the back, so it might be a kind of tough situation for me. But since I farm this whole Drapion down from that range, I am quite loaded onto my Gliscor right now. So they comes back with I believe that's a Wormadam Trash over here. So that's the reason I'll be going for this hard-hitting move of Earthquake, and since the Wormadam Trash is partly steel, it will be taking a huge lot of neutral damage from that range, which is great for this battle right now. So now I do have a win condition over here, since their Wormadam Trash is kind of low. So this is going to be a Grass Knot, which I'll let it go, and I'll be trusting in my Gliscor over here for this battle, because it have got access to Night Slash, which will deal neutral damage to Wormadam Trash and super quick damage to this Cresselia. So this is going to be a Night Slash, this is going to be a Grass Knot, which will knock me out from that range, but which in case does not knock me out, but one Psycho Cut does get the game. So now from that range, they perfectly tried to sack swap onto their Wormadam over here, but since I believe Wormadam Trash was quite loaded, so that's the reason I threw the Night Slash over here, and this is going to be a Moonblast or a Grass Knot. This is going to be a Grass Knot, which I'll shield and go for the next Night Slash, to which I'll be getting the knockout for this Cresselia, because it is quite low, and eventually get the win for this battle also. So that's a great game, and this is to my opponent. Very well played. Moving along with the final battle of this set, picking up a really tough lead over here, and that's the reason I safe swapped into my Shadow Gliscor over here, and that is where I've got hard counter as well. So they comes back with a Empoleon this time, and I'll be going for the hard-hitting move of Earthquake, which does one-shots the Empoleon, and I'm able to get switched from that range, which is really nice to see. And they comes back with the Drift Beam over here, and I'm able to land one more Night Slash over here, and I do get the boost, but eventually I get knocked out with the Hex damage, so which is fine for me. So this is going to be a Shadow Ball or a Icy Wind, which I let it go, and let's see what they've got into their back. So they have just got their Gastrodon left, to which I do have a perfect counter to it, and my opponent recognizes their feat and top levels the game, so that's a win for the final battle also. So that's all for this video, and if you guys are liking the content in the channel, do share, like, subscribe to it, and that's all for this video. See you again in the next one. Thanks. Peace.